So I'll quickly go through self-management and advanced care planning. We have talked a little bit about self-management, and we showed you one example with our test patient, Mr. Nexa, trying to improve medication adherence. So again, no disclosure related to this presentation. Here we want to understand what patient self-management looks like, no available and relevant tools to assess patients with self-management and maintaining a resource registry, and then no tools for patient engagement and how to assess patient engagement using the PAM tool, a similar tool, and then understanding advanced care planning. So once again, and I see some people maybe leaving, I hope you don't, but if you do, please leave your put people's survey behind. Please, if you can, take the pre-survey for questions 24 to 27. And then fast tracking again, just reminding us about our test patient here. So self-management is the role of the care manager, and is to provide self-management support and follow up on the patient's care management. It gives the patients with chronic conditions tools to help them manage their health on a day-to-day basis. It allows the patient to collaborate with a care team to help set goals for themselves. So the approach here is to incorporate an evidence-based approach to promote collaborative self-management into care. You can use techniques such as goal setting, structured follow-up, teach back. If you saw the physician example with the physician during the warm handoff, he said, "Can you tell me how you should take your meds?" So you hear it back from the patient. Action planning and motivational interviewing, Angelica will cover that in session 11. And then use tools to assist patients in assessing their need for and receptivity to self-management. I can only help to manage my care if I'm ready. So there's a tool called the PAM, and it is a tool that helps you assess individuals' knowledge, skill, and confidence for them to be able to manage their own care. If the patient is a level 4, then you know this patient is ready to engage and support with self-management. If they're a level 1, this is not a good candidate for self-management. So things you should consider. At level 1, they're disengaged and overwhelmed. At level 2, they're becoming aware by still struggling. In level 3, they're taking control and gaining control. Level 4, they're maintaining behaviors and pushing further. Back to that LCM cohort of patients and the level of acuity. So when you start working with a patient, they could be acuity level 3, but as they advance and their activation score is better and they can take more control about managing their care, you can see that the acuity level can go down, even though they're still in longitudinal care management because of their chronic conditions. So this PAM tool is actually developed by a company called Insignia, so you have to pay a subscription fee for it. So if that's a cost to you, you can actually look at the questionnaires to see if you can come up with something similar that you can adopt for your own use. Normally, typically, if you do sign up for the subscription, they send the questionnaire directly to the patient, and then it goes back to Insignia, and they reach out to you and provide you the score. And most often they check that every quarter or bi-monthly, so that way you can see the progress your patients are making. And then after you've assessed if this patient is a good candidate for self-management, you can use group visits for chronic conditions. You can provide chronic condition-specific self-management support programs, coaching. Diabetes is one very common one. Provide self-management materials and literacy level to address what one of you had asked, and this might be an initial, and then you have to do update to that educational process, and then use a shared agenda for the visit, so that way we all know we're on the same page. So this is, oh, she's wiggling away. The feedback you can elicit from the patient, in this case, Mr. Nexa, is that I love meeting my self-management goals, and my care manager coaches me well on what to do. So having the patient take ownership is ultimately what we want to do. We want to empower the patient. So do not think that having a team-based care structure is to take all the responsibilities from the patient to transfer that to the care team. No, it's actually having the patient be surrounded by different care team members who can meet them where they are as they own their care. And of course, you know, as you age, sometimes it's hard to do that. And in the case where you don't have a caregiver to support you, then having a care team also helps do that. But to the extent and for as long as the patient can, you can provide self-management to support them. So patients are in control of their healthcare outcomes, assess and measure their activation, like as I said, support them. If they have DME, you teach them on how to manage that, use that to do remote monitoring. And then online tools you can use, you have a list here. There are more, but at least you can recommend this to your patients. You can try them out first, see how it works, and then recommend those. Again, this is something that you would see on your quarterly report. So any experiences with self-management using the PAM tool? Okay. And if this is new for you, then at least you have an idea where to start when you think about self-management. Again, my strongest advice here is to assess the patient to see if they're ready. Then advanced care planning, know your why. Why do we do this? The primary care teams are the ideal people to address patient goals and preferences at the end of life, because they're the ones who build trust with the patients throughout the years, so they know better how to approach the patient. And also, you can have early conversations with the patients about serious illnesses that can decrease healthcare utilization and improve the quality of life and lead to fewer interventions that do conflict with the patient's goals. So only 30% of Marylanders have advanced directives, so we want to change that. We want to improve that number. Financial costs and emotional costs are high when you have family members arguing. The cousin from California, it will show up and make decisions. Identify high-risk populations and adopt a universal approach. Do this across the board. Document this, advanced directives in your EMR if you can. Durable power of attorney, living will, and the Maryland Order of Life-Sustaining Treatment. At the patient's discretion, the initial AWV may also include advanced care planning services, so you can kill two birds with one stone when the patient does come in for their visit. ACP conversations are especially valuable for frail patients, and you can again document your advanced care plan conversations because it's important. So these are the billing codes for advanced care planning. If you do it for the first 30 minutes, you use 497, and for additional 30 minutes, you do 498. Here are some resources you can use, and I wanted to play you an inspirational video that really hits home as to why this is important, because as we are working with Medicare patients, you can imagine that they already have their wishes, and most times because we don't take the time to capture what they are, we think we do what's best for them. So I'll go ahead and play you this video. Hopefully it's a good icebreaker as well for you as we move into the next sessions. Now, I know this physician personally, he's crazy, but he makes the work fun.
Just gonna stand there and watch me burn. End of life.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Just gonna stand there and watch me burn. End of life, and all my wishes go unheard. They just prolong me and don't ask why. But it's not right, because this ain't the way to die. This ain't the way to die.
I can't tell you what I really want. You can only guess what it feels like. And right now it's a steel knife in my windpipe. I can't breathe, but you still fight, cause you can fight. Long as the wrong's done right, protocol's tight. High off of drugs, try to sedate. I'm like a pin cushion, I hate it. The more I suffer, I suffocate. Right before I'm about to die, you resuscitate me. You think you saved me, and I hate it. Wait, let me go, I'm leaving you. No, I ain't. Truth is how you put it right back. Here we go again. It's so insane. So you think it's good, I'm so in pain. I'm more machine than man now. I'm Anakin. And no advanced directive. I feel so ashamed. And crap, who's that nerd? I don't even know a name. You lay hands on me to prolong my life again. I guess that you must think that this is living.
Just gonna stand there and watch me burn. End of life, and all my wishes go. They just prolong me and don't ask why. It's my right to choose the way that I should die. The way that I should die.
Z-Dog MD.
The way that I should die.
This ain't easy. Get the family.
You ever love somebody so much you can barely see it when you with them, that they lay sick and dying, but you just don't want to let them be at peace, cause you miss them already, but they ain't gone. Beep, beep, the ventilator alarms. I swore I'd never harm them, never do nothing to hurt them. Hippocratic oath, dream them, not know, so right now I'm forced just to torture them. They push full code, no one knows what his wishes were. His sister heard him say once, I don't want to be a vegetable. But no one agrees in the family. The caregiver, Kate, wants some comfort care, but Aunt Claire lives so far away. That her guilt eats her like a cancer, so she answers, wait, I think you'll wake. Ma'am, you ain't even in the state. Palliate, relieve pain, get him home, explain. Critical care, just hypocritical when it's so insane. But they insist I shock his heart against the opposites. I guess that's why they say that love is pain.
Just gonna stand there and watch me burn. End of life, and all the wishes go. They just prolong me and don't ask why. It's my right to choose the way that I should die. The way that I should die. The way that I should die.
Okay. All right, so just as a recap, we talked about self-management, advanced care planning, and the importance of it. Ms. Annex's experience with her care management services in terms of self-management, and then the billing for advanced care planning. So please, the post survey for questions 24 to 27.